Well, hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I am, as always, super excited to be with you guys today. We are talking about 5 ways to shake things up when you are ready for a reset, which happens from time to time, right? So, when I'm talking about a reset, I am talking about wanting to take a pause from your life to kind of shake things up and to clear the cobwebs of your mind and move out of stagnation and into action and excitement and motivation about the next step of your life or the next phase of your life. So often, what happens is we get stuck. Sometimes we feel like it's Groundhog Day, where it's the same old thing day in and day out, or we just lose that fire. We just feel blah. I don't know a better way to explain it than that. We just feel like we're really unmotivated or uninspired. Hitting the reset button is going to give you a clean slate to work with. Oftentimes, what happens when we feel stuck is we spend a lot of time telling ourselves, but I have to get this done. That is not true, my friends. Oftentimes, when we're telling ourselves this during our day, it feels heavy. It feels like a ball and chain. And so the reset is going to help give you space to decide again, do I really want to take all of these things on? Yes or no? And how can I change my languaging around it so it feels more intentional? It feels more on purpose than just this reactive space of I have to. So hitting the reset button is going to help us to create intention. Sometimes we need a reset when we feel like we've moved far away from great routines of the past. You're telling yourself you used to cook healthy, or you used to make it to the gym every day, or you're frustrated that something that you're working really hard on right now is not working the way that you'd like it to. Sometimes we need a reset when we have transitioned and we feel like we're still sideways, or we've experienced a really big event like a vacation or a holiday or summer vacation or something, where we just feel like we need to square our shoulders towards our life and we need to get back at it. All of us feel sideways from time to time, like we've lost our mojo and we don't want to do anything. So for me, I know I'm in this space when I'm not making my bed in the morning, I'm not exercising, and I'm not making dinner. Those are 3 indications to me that I need a reset. So if you are in this space right now, I want to tell you this first off. Don't give up. I want you to look at what's going on in your life right now as an opportunity for you to level up. When we're pivoting or when we're trying to get back on our feet with a reset in mind, it creates a breath of fresh air. You're looking at life with a new set of glasses on. So I don't want you to continue to do what it is that you're doing right now. I want you to pause. I want you to reset. Otherwise, we feel like we're just continuing to throw spaghetti on the wall of our life, hoping that something is going to work, or hoping that tomorrow it will be a different scenario or a different situation. We have to be intentional about this. It's not just going to happen by itself. If you ignore the problem altogether and you keep floating through life, nothing will change. The other thing that I want to tell you is that you have everything that you need inside of you to keep going and to make your dreams come true. Don't give up on your dreams. This is an opportunity for you to access your inner wisdom anytime we hit the reset button. All right. So stay objective, stay really curious. Don't judge yourself in this process. There is nothing wrong with you. We all get distracted from time to time for either short or long periods of time. We all try things that don't work. Here are some ideas that are generally worth exploring when you are in this process of doing a reset. So the first one is thinking about what has worked in the past. So when you were cooking healthier, for example, what was working? Maybe it was getting dinner made earlier on in the day, or maybe it was planning your menus ahead of time. Think about what was working and how you can implement that same system in your life right now. And then you can ask yourself, what is currently not working? So maybe the carpool is getting in the way of you cooking healthier. Or maybe there's an earlier class that you've got to get one of your kids to early on in the morning. That's kind of throwing the rest of your mojo off for the rest of the day. I want you taking a look and asking yourself, what has gotten in the way of this system? Or why have I fallen off the wagon with this? And I want you to ask yourself, what is currently not working? And then I want you to ask yourself, how could you do things differently? How could you start implementing that system again? So you want to troubleshoot, you want to brainstorm new ideas, and you want to try things out in this space. You might try something that doesn't work. That's okay. Try something else. You want to intentionally work on getting yourself back in the saddle again. That is what you're working on when you're hitting the reset button. Okay, so what are some of the ways that I do this? Well, I have specific things that work really well for me. So I'm going to be sharing those things, but it doesn't mean that this is the only way to do this. But I know for myself, when I need to hit the reset button, my morning routine is off. So that is the very first thing that I look at. How can I start implementing my morning routine to help me square my shoulders for my day so that I'm focused and ready to go? If my morning routine is off, if I am waiting until the very last minute to get myself out of bed, I know I'm just more in a reactive space to my life and I'm not focused on the things that really matter the most to me. So in order for me to get up with enough time, and for me, that means 45 minutes before I need to take my son to his 6:15 class in the morning, I need to wake up at 5:30. So that's 45 minutes before we're out the door. The very first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning is I scrape my tongue. This is something that I learned how to do when I was in my yoga teacher training. We did an Ayurvedic unit. And this is something that has stayed with me. And one of the students in the class says, you start scraping your tongue in the morning, you will never go back. And it's true. I have never skipped a day. I do this even when I'm camping. I do this even when I'm not on my morning routine. I scrape my tongue every single morning. So this is something that I do first, and then I use the bathroom and I get my workout stuff on. Then I make my bed and I head downstairs and I drink my lemon water and I have a morning devotional with myself, and then I'm out the door. So that is what I do in the morning. That is my get set routine that helps me stay centered. Okay, the next thing that I do often is I have a little heart to heart with myself. So I find a quiet space, a quiet, comfortable space. And it usually means that I have my sweatpants on. So I get really cozy. I have my fuzzy socks, my sweatpants, a cup of tea, and I just get really quiet. And I ask myself, okay, what is going on? Like, what has gotten you off track? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling discouraged? Are you feeling confused? Are you feeling frustrated with something? Like, what is actually going on? And I'm really honest with myself. I'm journaling about my feelings. I am writing out coaching models. I am writing out thought downloads. I'm just writing a lot of things. And I'm spending time reflecting and I'm spending time feeling all those things. If I need to dive a little bit deeper, like if I haven't quite hit the nail on the head as far as what is actually going on, and I need to dive a little bit deeper, sometimes I'll book an appointment with my massage therapist. She has a sixth sense of what is going on energetically. And sometimes I just need a little reset with her in order to really get clear on what is going on. Okay, here's a simple one. This is one of my favorite things to do. If I need to reset, I actually do laundry. I love to do laundry. This is a simple way for me to get back on my feet. It's an easy box to check. It feels so good for me when it's done. Not only do I do the laundry, but if I really need a reset, I will actually clean my laundry room. Like I'll wipe down the machines and I'll go through the closets and organize things in there. It just feels amazing to have my laundry room cleaned. It's just one of my little quirks. I totally get it. But this for me really works. This is also one of the very first things that I do as soon as we come home from a trip. In fact, I will unpack my suitcase and I will throw things in the laundry room to get the laundry started, either first thing the next day, or sometimes if I have enough time before I go to bed, I'll get a couple loads of laundry done before I head to bed. Just because this is one of those things. It's just a really quick and easy reset button for me to hit. I also have to tell you, I think one of the reasons why it is an easy reset button for me to hit, and one of the reasons why I like to have a clean laundry room, is this is the gateway from my garage into my house. So you have to walk through the laundry room to get into the house from the garage. And I just like it really clean and really tidy in there. So for me, this is an amazing reset button for me to hit. Okay, the next one is kind of along the same lines, but I clean out my car. Our environments are always an indication of what's going on in our minds. And I try to keep a really clean and tidy space, but sometimes things unravel. So when this happens, I love to clean out small spaces first. Our cars are small, relatively speaking, compared to our houses, right? And they are contained. It's a contained space. And so this allows for a really quick win. Not only that, but once the car is cleaned, I get to drive around in a really calm and soothing environment. And that to me feels amazing. So it's a really quick win, and it helps me to keep the momentum going if there's more to do in my house, which kind of leads me into my fifth way to shake things up when you need a reset. And that is to take on a project. Now, when I take on projects, I go big. And so I have painted the interior of my house from top to bottom, everything except for closets and except for my kitchen. I have done that in a 3-week period of time. So when I tell you I go big, it is all I'm doing 8 to 12 hours a day. That is what I'm focusing on. So that is one of the projects that I've taken on. I have also remodeled my office space, the space that I'm in right here. This actually used to be a loft that overlooked the main floor of the house. I had a railing behind me. And one day I needed a reset. So I chopped off the railing and I tore up the floor, and I figured out how to build an office with a door and a closet and all the things. Another project that I have that I love is my garden, and that is an ongoing process. And I love to get out there. I love to pull weeds as a reset. I love to plant seeds as a reset. I love to dig in the earth. Those are ways that I fill my bucket and I reconnect with myself and I reconnect with my goals in my life, is by being out there in my garden. So I have little projects and little things in my life that help me to feel centered and grounded, which is exactly what that reset does for us. So those are some of my ideas and some of the ways that I get this done in my life. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear some of the ways that you reset in your life. What are some of the things that help you get focused and energized and motivated to take on the things in your life? I would love to hear from you. So send me an email, send me a message on social, connect with me in some way on how this podcast inspired you or made a difference, or how you use resets in your own life. I would love it. All right. The last thing that I have for you is, if this podcast made a difference to you in your life, I would love it if you shared it with your friends. It would mean the world to me. And I think that's one of the ways that we can help one another out, is share things that are helping us to improve our lives. So if this one made a difference to you, I would love it if you shared it somewhere, anywhere, with a friend, on social, wherever. All right, you guys, that is all that I have for you guys today. Have a beautiful rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.